In crisis, 1 in 3 marriages ends in divorce within the first 5 years.
Romance is completely dead in this relationship.
It doesn't have to be this way. I'm Dr. Robi Ludwig, and I've been mending marriages across the U.S. for 15 years. As well as being a practicing psychotherapist, I'm a wife and mother, so believe me, I know how hard marriage can be.
Your life is hell.
My marriage is hell.
But I'll show how marriages on the brink of divorce can be turned around completely and fast. Each week, I'll travel the country to help a different couple in crisis.
Get your food and get the hell out.
And in a unique social experiment, each of the couples I visit has taken the brave decision to have cameras installed throughout their home, giving me the most intimate access into America's marriages that you will have ever seen. 24/7, I'll be watching them from my office outside to see what's really going on in their relationship. And where they go wrong, I'll be there to put them right.
What are you doing?
Over the course of 1 week, I'll put them through a series of tasks specially designed to rejuvenate their marriage. Some confrontational,
Never done.
some very emotional, and others designed to put the fun and laughter back where it's been missing for years. And at the end of the week, I'll be asking them to make the most important decision of their lives.
Do you now commit to save this marriage?
People tell me I can't save a marriage in 1 week, but I can and I have. When I work with couples in my private practice, I only get to see them an hour a week. I don't get to see what happens behind closed doors. With 1 week to save your marriage, I get to watch my couples 24/7 and make a diagnosis straight away. Just give me 1 week and I'll save your marriage. This week's couple, David and Nyla.
Hi, I'm Dr. Robi Ludwig.
I'm Nyla.
Hi, nice to meet you.
David is 36 and a police officer. Nyla is 10 years his junior and a stay-at-home mom. They've got 2 kids,
Can't take this off.
11-year-old Matthew, Nyla's son from a previous relationship, and 14-month-old Emmaus. When they met 8 years ago, for David, it was love at first sight.
When I first saw Nyla, I thought she was the most beautiful thing I've seen. The wedding was beautiful, and she was the most beautiful bride. The beginning of the relationship was exciting. She was fun-loving, and she was something special, something different. I'd never experienced a woman like that.
And she thought he was too good to be true.
I thought he was awesome. I had butterflies in my stomach. We both did romantic stuff for each other. It was happy all the time.
But after only 5 years of marriage, things are no longer sugar and spice.
If you would do more, then the baby wouldn't be crying and I wouldn't be the one running to him all the time.
The baby cries for the mere fact that he knows your ass is gonna run to him anyway.
David blames their troubles on Nyla.
The problems in our marriage right now are childcare issues, her wanting to go back to work and me wanting her to stay home.
I just know that I want to go to work. That's all I want. I don't know how else to tell you. I don't want to be home no more.
I don't know whether to make plans for the future, because there may not be a future.
Nyla thinks the only real problem is because David has changed.
And that's it.
He used to be more romantic, more understanding. Everything didn't always turn into an argument to where now it's always my fault.
It's you who are always playing with him and joking with him and getting him attached to you.
You don't let a 1-year-old just run around the house and let him do whatever he wants to do. What did you want me to do? Stay home and ignore him so he wouldn't get attached to me?
But you don't have to be his clown.
For our relationship to get better, I would need David to understand my point of view, how stressful it is to be in the house 24/7.
Yes, no.
I think there's more to the situation than meets the eye. When the husband is so much older than the wife, it's common for problems to arise because the husband acts like a father rather than an equal partner. My help is urgently needed.
If things don't improve, we're looking at divorce within the next couple of months.
The situation has David and Nyla's friends desperately concerned.
I would be very upset if I found out they were going to separate. I've always felt as though they really do love each other and have the type to persevere through the rough stuff.
The love
that I experienced between Nyla and David was true, genuine. To me, it would be really hurtful to know that two people would actually throw that love away.
There's a lot at stake here, and I'm going to have my work cut out. Time is very short. I have just 7 days to save their marriage. With the children next door for the week, we get down to business. The first part of my strategy in putting this relationship back together is for me to get David and Nyla to open up to each other without yelling. I've designed a special task to help them do that. This exercise is called the complaint stick. I want you to talk about all the complaints that you have about one another. Then pass the stick to your partner. This is just to get all the issues out on the table so we know what we're dealing with. So here's the stick. I'm gonna go and I'll be watching. Okay? See you later. Good luck. Once I'm in my office outside, I'm able to monitor how they get on without being too intrusive.
I don't like it that you want the baby, our son, to go to a daycare just so that you can take a break from him.
I'm upset that you want me to stay home and not letting me go to work.
I get upset when you just shut down and you don't say anything.
It makes me angry that you think that I'm just gonna leave him with just anybody.
I get upset that you do not take any type of education seriously. You don't like to read, you don't like to educate yourself.
I'm mad at the fact that it's okay for you to be late getting home while you're hanging out with your buddies while I'm stuck in the house with the 2 kids.
I get upset that you think that I don't do anything for the baby. If I'm not on my hands and knees scrubbing floors, at least I'm home with the family, with the kid.
You know what bothers me about this scenario? It's almost like he really feels like she's the woman. She's supposed to suck up a crying baby. She's supposed to clean up. She's supposed to deal with no time and flexibility. That's her role as a woman. Well, that's not her role. And she didn't sign up for that role. And unless he gets it, he's not going to have a wife.
It makes me feel...
She's getting really upset, and it seems like they're going to need my help right now. Hi, guys. Let me stop you here. You want to tell me what's going on?
It's just so much. I didn't realize there was so many issues.
I see you're upset as well.
My wife, I don't want to see her suffer like that. She's never talked to me. Why does it take a stick for her to talk to me?
It's a complaint stick. It has magical powers. It's very possible that the skills that it takes to be an amazing police officer may not make you the best husband. The 2 of you are partners. You're not the criminal, and he's not the cop, unless you want to play that game behind closed doors, and that's totally up to you. As I talk further with David and Nyla, it's clear to me that David can be overly bossy and controlling, and Nyla has a tendency to back off unless she's really upset. It's something I'm going to have to watch out for, otherwise this relationship is going to be in serious trouble. As our first day together draws to a close, it's clear frustration levels are running high, and David and Nyla can't help getting into another argument.
I just feel like you treat me less because I have to stay home with the baby. You treat me like a nanny and a housekeeper, that's all. I don't like being here, I don't.
Then why do we have a baby?
Because I didn't think that I was gonna have to stay home 24/7 taking care of him.
Then we figure out that your puny little $8 an hour wasn't gonna pay for a daycare?
Ouch. David really knows how to belittle his wife in a very hurtful way. It's as if he's her over-strict father rather than her loving partner.
You want us to laud him every day or applaud you every day, or I don't know what you want.
You haven't said thank you not once.
And you either.
I'm going to have to tackle David about this behavior tomorrow. But before the night ends, the couple confide their inner thoughts in a video diary.
I don't know what happened to her. She used to be a fun-loving, carefree individual. And I know with age, people change, but she just metamorphosized. She went from a butterfly to an ugly caterpillar. That's what she did.
I don't know if I'm still in love with David. And maybe that's just a lot of our arguments. And maybe that's why I feel like I'm so unhappy here. I don't feel happy to see him walk in through the door like I used to before.
Coming up, I give David and Nyla a reality check.
What makes you the better parent?
That
We do
long
have
time
another
ago.
son, you know.
And I understand that.
And if you think he doesn't think that he's left out, you talk to him.
And Nyla shares her feelings about David with the public.
Well, you know that I don't care about how you look, even though you complain. I don't mean it like that. I don't mean it like that.
David and Nyla's marriage is on the rocks.
For almost 2 years, it's sucked.
I'm Dr. Robi Ludwig, and I'm a marriage mender. I'm confident I can save this marriage in just 1 week.
She's not a criminal.
Yeah, I know.
I've had cameras rigged throughout their home so I can watch them round the clock. It's an intensive 7 days, but it means when they go wrong, I'm right there to put them on the right track immediately. I've got 6 days left to save David and Nyla's marriage. And the day has started extremely badly, with Nyla saying she can no longer see a reason to stay in the marriage.
I take care of the house, I take care of the kids. I mean, all I need to do is get a job and start paying mortgage. I don't need you to do that for me.
I just think you're always self-destructing everything. You're the one who's making me miserable. If you stop being the way you are, then it won't be miserable.
I can't stop being the way I am
Okay.
because I'm not happy.
All right.
So
Clearly, this couple is at their wits' end, which is why I'm here.
if we didn't have the kids, trust me, David, I would have been long gone. And you know that.
What happens with Nyla and David is when they throw around divorce, they then go into attacking one another, and it's not clear where the resolution is going to come from.
This is my last thing of trying to work our marriage out. If it doesn't work, then you go your way and I go mine, and that's it.
It's time for a wake-up call.
When couples get desperate, divorce can often seem like the easy option. But it's not. I'm going to show David and Nyla just how bitter a split can be, especially when there are children involved. I'm hoping the shock of my next task will make them reevaluate what it would be like to go their separate ways.
Hi, guys. Come on in. Have a seat. Welcome to divorce court. You are a couple that throws around the word divorce quite a lot. So today, we're going to make it real. What I want you to do is I want you to fight over who will ultimately get full custody of your son. You're not pleading it to me, you're pleading it to one another. Let's go.
I'm fighting for full custody of the baby. The only way that you will get full custody of him is if you can prove that I'm a bad mother.
Those smiles suggest to me that they're not taking this task seriously. Let's see how long that
I
lasts.
think that you will not be able to provide for him as much as I will. Your ability to get a job that can provide for these kids will not be past the minimum wage, if that. And you won't be able to take care of our kids the way they need to be taken care of.
Well, I know that I could get a job that pays me more than minimum wage.
Be it $8 or $9 an hour for $3 past minimum wage, it's not going to be enough to provide for the kids.
David's talking to Nyla like she's a child, and he's her know-it-all father. He thinks he's got the upper hand when it comes to money, but he hasn't.
But you know what? The situation right now is Nyla's a stay-at-home mom. She has been since the birth of her child. Fair or not, most likely you would have to pay definitely child support and probably alimony.
It's time to take this up a notch. I really want them to fight as they would have to in a real court.
Nyla, make your case. What would you say that would swing the judge on your side?
I'm the one that does everything for that child. You don't do a thing.
We do have another son, you know.
And I understand that.
The gloves are finally off and David goes for the jugular.
And if you think he doesn't think that he's left out, you talk to him. Like
When I had Matthew, our agreement was you were gonna watch the baby once every couple of weeks for me to go on a date with Matthew. Has that ever happened?
Have you ever said, take the baby from you, I want to go on a date with my son?
Because you won't stay with him.
That's not the question. Just answer the question. Have you ever asked me?
No, I have not.
Okay, then.
Because
I
know
don't even
that...
remember that date thing. That's all
Okay,
it
guys.
takes.
I think you got a sense of what divorce court would be like.
It's ugly.
A lot easier said than done, especially when all of the options haven't completely been explored.
And I just didn't think it was this hard. The last thing I want is for the baby to be with him full time. I can't even imagine.
I hate this place.
I think we're done here for today. Divorce court is over.
That afternoon, back at home, it's obvious David and Nyla found the courtroom drama hard going.
It made me sick to my stomach. I just want to just get rid of you, and I didn't think that it could be that hard. Here I am thinking that, yeah, it's the easy way out and stuff, but not thinking that this is actually part of it.
Yeah.
I thought it was just, here you go, sign here, see you later.
It sounds like they found today enormously helpful. It was like a splash of cold water in their face.
Like I said, when I came in there, I was really afraid. Not afraid, like scared, but just the fact that this can be a reality someday, and that I would have to do that someday. And it wasn't a good feeling to know that I would have to go against you like that.
That night, I think the shock of the courtroom has led to an epiphany.
I don't think I would have the strength to actually sit there and have somebody decide on where Ismay is going to go. From now on, I think that any little issue that we have, I think we could sit down and actually talk about it and not argue.
These problems aren't big enough for me to run away. We need to talk, and we need to be open with each other.
But the week isn't over yet. Coming up, David and Nyla get down and dirty.
You got it? This is the difference between us dying and us making it home.
David and Nyla's relationship has taken them to the verge of divorce.
What do you want me to do? Run around the house kissing your ass all day
Why?
so that we could have sex at night?
David is 10 years older than Nyla. He's a cop and often treats Nyla as if she's the criminal.
Then we figure out that your puny little $8 an hour wasn't going to pay for a daycare.
But I'm not going to let that behavior fly. I'm Dr. Robi Ludwig, and I'm a marriage mender. My challenge is to save their marriage in just one intensive week. Their home is rigged with cameras, and I'm watching them 24/7 to see what's really going on. The clock is ticking, and I have only 5 days left to save their marriage. And as the day begins, I can't believe David is still acting as if he's Nyla's know-it-all father. And the old argument about her going back to work is in full force.
I know I don't want to put him in daycare.
Not only doing it for Emmaus, I'm doing it for myself. To keep myself from going crazy in this house. And you don't see that.
Oh, I see you're going crazy. I see every bit of it.
David has a tendency to be patronizing and overpowering, and that overwhelms his wife. It just does not work.
Well, because it's your fault that I'm here and he's not in daycare.
So what's
I
the
wouldn't be
logic to that?
driving you as crazy if I was out of the damn house.
I don't care if you drove me into a freaking asylum as long as the baby's safe.
It just seems like he's ultra macho, and this is his idea of what being a good husband is.
So you can go through all your shenanigans and acting crazy and whatever as long as the baby's safe. I couldn't care less. We're not winning out of this in any way whatsoever monetarily. If anything, we're going to end up losing just so that you won't be a pain in the ass to me.
The way he's acting is more like the way a father acts to a disobedient daughter. Not even a good child.
But this being a mother thing just sucks.
No, it's not
This
being
whole
a
being
mother.
a mother thing, I can't believe it.
I often see this dynamic in marriages where the husband is a lot older than the wife. But David's paternalistic behavior has got to stop if this marriage is going to be saved. Today I have a task some may consider bizarre, but I'm hoping it'll show me David can treat his wife as his equal.
Now it's time for tandem teamwork. We're going to see if David and Nyla can work together as a team to put together a bicycle and find their way home. I'm going to be looking really close at David, and in particular, his desire to control the situation and his wife. Now it's time for you to take your blindfolds off. It's 11 o'clock, and you have 1 hour to complete this task. Putting together this bike is no different than working on a marriage. It requires teamwork, so let's see what they can do together.
You got any nuts for me there?
These nuts?
12 minutes have passed.
Don't tie it too much. We're going to have to check how tall you are. You're going to be the best. Don't tie it too much. This chain doesn't
Do we even need this one? We don't even need it.
They're getting along really well. I can't believe this is the same couple that I watched at home tearing each other apart.
18 minutes have passed.
You can't move it as much because I don't have a good grip on it. You cannot move it. There's no moving.
Put this.
I don't understand. You cannot move it.
Well, I'm trying not to move it.
David can't help himself. Even though they're laughing, he's still being really bossy.
You got it? This is the difference between us dying and us making it home.
I got it. I got it.
Woohoo! If I were you guys have 8 minutes. Somebody should be looking at a map.
I think we got it.
All right, let's get the hell out of here. You ready?
Yeah.
Who's up, huh? What's wrong?
David, I've never been on a bike. What do I do?
Just shut up. Hey, brakes!
Here's what I observed. When Nyla is playing the role that you like or expect of her, almost being the student to your teacher, that the two of you interact really well. But when Nyla wants to try on a different role for size, that's when things get conflicted between the two of you.
I totally agree with you, and he knows that there's times that I have called him, my father.
I think sometimes she can misconstrue my advice to her on how to perhaps better herself as fatherly.
What I would recommend is saying, these are my thoughts. And then ask your wife, what are your thoughts? I'm interested in hearing what you think. And let's figure it out together.
I'll try that.
I'm really happy to hear that. Good job. High five on that. Well, maybe not.
Look, give it to me.
We'll high five later.
High five it.
That evening, back at home, I put David to the test to see if he could put my advice into practice with an assignment Nyla doesn't know about.
I want you to talk about a topic that's a difficult topic for the two of you. And I'd like you to try to handle it in a different way than you did before I came, which was usually a little dictatorial, dare I say. And to try the new approach, try to think about her perspective, that you married a bright woman and she has some interesting ideas.
All right.
You think you're up for it?
Sure, I'm up for anything.
Okay. And I'm going to be watching you.
Once I'm back in my office, David brings up the touchy subject of how they manage their household accounts.
It's because I don't like wasting 2 hours the next day trying to fix the computer. I don't.
But I gotta learn it.
You know, and I'm not gonna go and take it to Office Max and pay $100 to get it fixed.
I
So
understand.
I sit there and I did it by myself.
That's a strength of yours.
You know, because I just...
You think that maybe we can start looking through the books then or something with you?
Sure, I'll look
And you
through
teach
them.
me that, and I'll teach you the other stuff.
That sounds like a plan.
I think David's doing great, and it shows me all he needs is a little bit of instruction to move in the right direction.
All right, so are we understanding that we're even in this? And a team?
Yeah.
He's really getting it. I'm so proud of him. He's like an A student. I give him an A.
Shake my hand like a man.
Yeah, like a man.
David is really trying to make a change. This is wonderful, and I think he's really as pleased as I am.
Tonight was great. I was able to act more like a husband than a father figure. I let her speak to hear what she had to say. I accepted what she had to say, her criticism, and then I brought my opinion to her, and she received it better than if we were arguing. I'm feeling good.
As our third day together ends, I feel a huge step has been taken towards saving this marriage. Coming up, David and Nyla face the biggest decision of their lives.
Nyla, do you commit to save your marriage?
David and Nyla's marriage is on the rocks.
You don't have a problem. You're spoiled.
Then you know what, David? We just go our separate ways, and I won't be the problem anymore.
This is where I come in. I'm Dr. Robi Ludwig, and I'm a marriage mender. I'm confident I can work with this couple for one intense week and get their relationship back on track. Their home is wired with cameras so that I can observe their behavior every waking hour. We've made huge progress. I've got David to stop treating Nyla like a disapproving father. But their biggest issue is yet to be resolved. David has a career as a police officer, but he wants Nyla to be a stay-at-home mom to their baby Emmaus. Time is ticking away. I've got just 4 days left to save this marriage. I'm happy that the morning starts with them really seeming closer than they've been in a long time. I think this would be a good moment to take advantage of the goodwill and bring some resolution to one of their trickiest problems.
Nyla, David, I have a little something for you. Here's a board. What I want you to do is write down a child care contract, okay? So the two of you are going to agree on the child care issue, write it down, and I'll be watching.
Okay.
Got it?
Got it.
Great. See you soon.
All right.
David and Nyla have to discover that the key to success in this task is compromise. Both have to care enough about the other person to want to make it work.
And we were gonna look around.
Wait till he turns 2 years old.
Yeah, we agreed on that.
David's going to really have to work at catching himself because his natural tendency is to go into father police officer mode, and that always gets them heading down the wrong road.
We have to agree on who he's gonna stay with. So we gotta interview and...
If you get it earlier, then you can start earlier.
Yeah, but you're not gonna let him go to daycare until he's 2, so I'll have to...
You're not listening to me. I said if you find a job you like and it's before he's 2, take the job.
Okay.
If you find a job that you like or something, you can go ahead.
Okay, that's fine.
Sound good?
Sounds good. Go ahead, let's sign it. Sign it.
Wow, this is an enormous step for David. He's really going above and beyond what's expected to accept what Nyla wants. I'm delighted.
Hi, guys.
Hey, here's the contract.
Looks cute. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to hang this board up in a place where you can see it. Observe it, look at it, so it's a little reminder that the two of you can come to terms with a very difficult issue and come to agreement.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Right? So you should congratulate yourselves. Well done. We've really turned a corner today. This was the major issue that David and Nyla were struggling with, and both of them were completely partner-like. And David really stepped up to the plate and actually was willing to make some further changes. So it sounds like he's learned a lot, she's learned a lot, they both win.
That afternoon ends on a jubilant note.
You could turn what you're doing now.
I can't do it.
Faster. It's not slow motion.
And as the day ends, the future seems brighter.
Every day we get a little bit closer because we've learned how to talk and listen to each other. If we're arguing and yelling at each other and fussing back and forth, it's not getting us anywhere at all. And so I think that we have both learned a lot this week and we have changed.
Coming up, I get David and Nyla to go public with their feelings.
Well, you know that I don't care about how you look. Oh, God. I don't mean it like that. I don't mean it like that.
You think your marriage is in urgent need of a makeover and want to appear on 1 Week to Save Your Marriage, go to TLC.com for details on how to apply. David and Nyla's marriage has hit rocky ground.
For almost 2 years, it's sucked.
I'm Dr. Robi Ludwig, and I'm confident I can fix it in 1 week. I've had cameras wired throughout their home so I can observe them intensely 24/7 and put them right when they go wrong. I've shown David that he's overly controlling of Nyla and treats her more like a daughter than a wife.
If you're so passionate about doing something, you need to start studying it now.
He's taken a huge step in agreeing to let Nyla go back to work and put their baby in daycare. But my work isn't over yet, and there are other challenges to come. I've now got only 3 days left to save this marriage.
David and Nyla have come so far this week. They're saying nice things to one another. Now it's time to take it up a notch. Let's see if they can say what they feel about one another to the public.
David and Nyla think they're coming here for a few laughs. They have no idea what I have planned.
Let me ask the audience a quick question. Now, this is kind of odd. Is there a therapist in the house? A therapist right there. How convenient. Please, would you mind coming up and... Everybody, big round of applause. How convenient.
Hi, I'm Dr. Robi Ludwig with 1 Week to Save a Marriage, and I'd just like to ask for a few moments of your time. So thank you for your patience. David, Nyla, come on up. I just want to congratulate you for doing such a wonderful job this week. And what I'd like to ask you to do is to now share with the world, take turns, how wonderful you think your spouse is. All right. David, we're going to start with you.
Okay.
And I'm going to sit over there and watch.
All right.
Okay? Cool.
I think my wife is a beautiful, beautiful woman and a great mother. And she's an awesome wife. And I love her so much. And I'm glad to say that she's mine.
And I have to say that my husband's wonderful for dealing with my craziness and dealing with everything. Thank you. Love you.
She does everything there is to make us a happy home and a happy couple.
Well, you know that I don't care about how you look, even though you complain. No, I don't mean it like that. I don't mean it like that.
She needs more therapy.
We wouldn't be here if I didn't like the way you look.
Oh, wow. She's killing me, people. She's killing me.
Well, let's give them a round of applause for doing that. I love tonight. It's so easy to focus on the negative in a relationship that we so rarely talk about what's positive. And it's especially good to reaffirm what you love about the other person, not only to do it privately, but to do it publicly.
Back home that night in their video diaries, David and Nyla reveal what they thought about the experience.
I was very shocked at what happened at the comedy club. I think it was worth going up there. I've never had to do something like that in front of so many people.
I learned something new about my wife. She's scared to death of crowds and being in front of people, but she went up there without hesitation. If you could say it in front of a bunch of people you don't know, then you could say it to each other.
Things have improved drastically since the beginning of this week, but I have 2 days left to save this marriage. And I know it's not over till it's over. I want to be confident that David and Nyla can put all they've learned this week into practice. Can they work together as a true partnership? I have a way to find out.
You've done a lot of hard work this week. Now it's time to have a good time and have a party. And here we have a party in a bag. All you need to do is find 20 of your closest friends and family. The key is you need to do everything together. Cook together, decorate together, call together, set up together.
Right.
All right?
Okay.
You think you can handle that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I've given them a deadline and some really tricky recipes to make it a fun challenge.
For the camera.
I'm hoping to see some really great teamwork from them.
All right, what's the first one?
Moroccan style phyllo roll.
Let's get everything we need for that.
Cumin, ginger, turmeric. I didn't even know
Okay.
it existed.
You need to read and tell me because you're
one
wasting
thing
time.
or another. We have to plan these things. Well, pay somebody to bring it to you. You need a new tow truck driver. You should talk to my neighbor.
That's not helping.
David is going to have to watch himself because he's starting to boss Nyla around while she does all the hard work.
Well, you better get going because you got a lot to do.
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to make any of this stuff.
Hello. Come on in.
The party starts with David and Nyla still in the kitchen. What they don't know is I have a surprise planned for them.
Okay, it's time. David, Nyla, come with me. So how was the cooking?
Oh, gosh. I've never even heard of that
You
stuff.
guys look like you need a vacation.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Come on in. David, Nyla, first of all, I wanted to ask for your rings, and if you can hand them over and give them to me. Tomorrow I'm going to ask if you want to commit to saving your marriage or go your separate ways. David, you'll be coming with me. Nyla, you'll be staying here. You will not see each other until tomorrow afternoon, at which time you will make your final decision. We will see whether you in fact get your rings back. I'd like you to say goodbye to your wife and then come with me. Come with me.
Both David and Nyla have a lot to think about tonight. They revealed their thoughts in their video diaries.
When Robbie came in, I was not expecting for her to ask me for my wedding ring. I have never taken off my wedding ring at all. Know that things have been fun in the past day. For not 1 minute that we were having fun, I ever forgot that we were having issues.
For David, it seems the feeling is mutual.
Can I maintain, what I've learned? Will she maintain what she's learned? And it'll break my heart if we can't. So maybe tomorrow will be a good chance to just walk away from it and end it.
Coming up, it's crunch time, and David and Nyla make their decision.
Nyla, do you commit to save your marriage?
My week-long mission to try to save the marriage of David and Nyla is at an end. 7 days ago, they were on the brink of divorce and couldn't see a way out of their rut.
If we didn't have the kids, trust me, David, I would have been long gone.
It's been an emotional week, and I think they both have made positive insights into their relationship.
Every day we get a little bit closer.
Well done.
David has learned not to treat his wife as if he's her domineering father. And together they solved their biggest issue of Nyla wanting to return to work. But last night they both had a lot of thinking to do about their future, and it wasn't positive.
For not 1 minute that we were having fun, I ever forgot that we were having issues.
Maybe tomorrow will be a good chance to just walk away from it and end it.
It's my final day with David and Nyla, and today I want them to decide finally whether they want to stay in or out of this marriage. As they prepare to meet again after a night apart, it's obvious the decision is difficult.
I know that if David's not here because we go our separate ways, I know that I can support myself and take care of everything here in the house.
I love her and she's the mother of my children, but if she's not happy, I can't be with somebody who's not happy. And if she continues to make me miserable, I can't be with somebody like that either.
The mood in the house is quite somber as they come together. I have their wedding rings. I wonder whether they want them back.
Over this past week, the two of you have worked very, very hard to understand the dynamics of your marriage. Having said that, not all relationships are meant to go forward. In some cases, difficult relationships are meant to end. Here I have your rings, and we'll get to your decision in a moment. But first, I'd like to hear your thoughts.
Nyla, for a long time, our marriage has been rough. And the past few years have been very, very difficult for me. Although I've seen that you are capable of being flexible and changing. And also, after realizing what a pain I can be, you have shown me that you are patient and you accept me, flaws and all, and that you truly, truly love me.
Nyla, your thoughts?
I know that our marriage has been shaky. These past few years have been very frustrating and tough. But I've learned that even though things are tough, that it's very important to you that I have a good life, and I appreciate that. But in our marriage, I have felt unsupported in taking care of the kids and being able to do things for myself and being free to pursue the things that I know that will make me a better person.
It's now crunch time. David, do you commit to save your marriage?
I do.
Nyla, do you commit to save your marriage?
I do.
Congratulations. Here are your rings. You can now put them on. I'm very proud of you and the work that you've done this week. To hug and congratulate one another.
I'm really happy for them. They were just getting stuck on the same old scratch in the record and going over and over again, the same old issues. So I'm leaving this household in a more joyful, happy environment.
I thought that there would be nothing that anybody could do to fix our marriage. And it totally went against me, because it did work.
When this week started, my marriage was dead. And now it has been reborn, and it's gonna grow and grow. I am comfortable about the future.
Since my week with David and Nyla, Nyla got herself a job but found she missed the baby so much she only stayed for 1 day. Now she's back home and everyone is happy.